Michael, how would you compare and contrast Kickstarter to Indiegogo? And would you give the edge to Indiegogo?
They're very different now, Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I mean, when they first started, it was kind of like, hey, here's this new platform for funding movies and whatnot. I think through time, they've kind of separated a lot. Kickstarter obviously is probably a little more mainstream. Just from people I know, talking to them, they feel a little more comfortable. Not so much anymore with Kickstarter, just because it's known a little more on the press and all that. I honestly, I don't know their goals or where they're going, but I feel like they're really separating. And Indiegogo is kind of the place where you go, where you're you know, the indie spirit, I should say, is alive in Indiegogo.
Absolutely.
And it's and socially too. They do a lot of social campaigns that work well. Kickstarter seems much more now, like I say, it's pre-sales now. They don't really, I don't know, they don't do so much pre-sales in movies anymore, but it's kind of going. I know the Kickstarter people probably don't like that because they sent messages and all that, like, hey, you know, we're a donation-based site, but I think because of Kickstarter's mainstream success, they've attracted, you know, certain companies, attracted like the video games, industrial design type companies, which aren't, they're so already fully funded. They're not like a little movie where it's like, hey, we're gonna go shoot this little movie and hopefully it'll turn out good and it's just us and we're kind of artists. Not that video game people aren't artists by any means, but you know, it's in their business plan almost, in a way, as where Indiegogo still is kind of independent and you know, we need your money to make this movie, whereas the other things are kind of, we just want to cut off some of our losses before we release, i.e. a video game or whatnot. So, but they both have good and valid points. I would probably, our docs are a little more mainstream, so I think Kickstarter is a little better way to go for that. But then the movies we do are so, for such a limited audience that it's like, yeah, you know, and it's the movies, such as the one we're doing now, it's all people just doing the movie because they want to do the movie. You know, there's no other real goal. They're like, you know, all the actors kind of really like the concept and they want to do the movie because of the concept over any kind of success they see in the future.
Well, who's the audience for Love, Touch, Hate? Who do you envision?
It's such a tough answer to say who the audience for the movie is, because it's a very, I think on the actual movie is very, I think, audience friendly. It's a bittersweet comedy. There's elements of comedy. It's a father-son story, which we don't really talk about in the campaign because it's just too much to put in a little video. The initial conceits of the movie could be mainstream, but it could be very, very indie. And my take on it is a very, very indie take, because I'm exploring something, and it's not the way the Hollywood movie would probably be in terms of structure. So it's a kind of a tough thing to say. I think, you know, the audience is pretty small, but the people who actually show up to watch the movie would probably like it a lot. That makes sense.